Guys, what's up? Welcome to Daniel's Star Trek Cast. I am your host, Daniel, and we just finished watching Star Trek Picard Episode 2. It was really, really good, I gotta say. I mean, this episode was just so awesome. Okay, first of all, let me just start off with the date. Today is Friday, January 31st, 2019. Not 2020. Sorry, I'm just so, I don't know, 2020. Yeah, let me just say, this episode was so good. It started off on Utopia Planitia shipyards, and that I just loved it. It was Zephyr Cochrane Day, and it was so awesome. It started off with you see all the ships in orbit, and then you pan down at Mars, and then you see like Mars is just so beautiful the way they shot it, and and then we go into a facility, and we see a bunch of people working there, and they're all talking, and they have like synthetics there, and it was just so cool and so awesome. And then yeah, it's so cool. They were all working with synthetics,
Yeah,
and
the things
yeah,
that they had in the facility were called plastics. That they're called the creatures.
hmm yeah, they
Yeah,
were so cool, so awesome. And then one of them, like later on, one of them went nuts. He
oh
started
yeah,
accessing, yeah,
awesome. That scene was killer. Like I love how like one of the plastics was just like full on kill, like shooting at the people that were in the facility. That was the
mhm,
coolest part. I have to admit,
yeah,
like that was the coolest scene. How he was like just fiddling with all like the machinery and shit, and it was just like wow, like one of their own has turned on them basically. It was yeah, wow.
yeah, yeah. Awesome sci-fi trope, like the android goes like, or like yeah, the android goes crazy, and they start shooting everywhere, and yeah, exactly, the android started going crazy. He was really good, actually, point blank range, just shot everybody, and it was kind of creepy the way they did it with the lighting and
Oh
the
yeah,
music and everything. It was creepy,
yeah, totally agree.
and yeah, it was like 2385. It was 2385. It was like 15 years before the present day of Picard. So yeah, and it was just really creepy the way it was like shooting everybody, and then in the end, it shot itself. Remember, like it pointed the gun at itself, and then it just
It shot
boom.
it dead. Yeah,
I was like, "What is going on?" That is just creepy. There's some serious conspiracy stuff going on here, and yeah, it was just so good. And then it flashed forward to the present, and which is 2399, and yeah, it's just really, really good. The direction it's going in. Yeah, I mean, well, what did you think?
I thought it was good. Like this for this second episode, I thought like episode two. I do have to agree with you. Episode two was way better than episode one, by far.
Mhm.
With the whole like this like plastic, the things were called like how it was just like full on attacking those guys in that facility base, and how basically you see like the Romulan base that the cube kind of thing that they called it. I think the Romulan the Romulan cube that was really
Mhm.
cool. And you got to see like full on inside their base and everything. I loved how you saw like the structure of their base, which was amazing, and like the twin, how the twins kind of like having a romance with that one Romulan guy, and you can tell like things are gonna backfire with her and him at the same time because like he can't be trusted. That's the thing. He's not gonna be trusted. But like, there's a different probably organization that's somehow using him at the same time, but he's just like kind of like a plaything for the other Romulan, for like the other Romulan, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. And it was just so awesome. Like, but I don't remember. Did it go? Where did it go after that? After the synth attack? Like, did it flash forward? Where did it flash forward to again? Exactly. Sorry, I forgot.
It did flash forward. I have to rewatch it again for a second time, but yeah. Overall arc, great episode for episode two. It was like you could tell by episode one. Episode one was like just getting into the mixture of things, but with episode two was like episode two was a great story. To it basically, episode two was a great like leading from episode one, and I loved how it was just great. Like episode two was probably by far better than episode one.
Yeah,
In
so
my
much better.
Yeah.
And this whole conspiracy within Starfleet too. Like, did you see that that Vulcan admiral? She was like working with
yeah
the Romulan.
are you talking about the lady who one of the ladies who hired that Starfleet person?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that actress. I don't know if you knew this. I'm pretty certain she was actually in the Flash as Captain Cold's sister. If you knew that,
She was.
she was, and she was also in Smallville as Lois's sister.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about the admiral?
Peyton List. Her name's Peyton List. I'm pretty certain that. Yeah, I'm pretty certain her name's Peyton List. Wait, give me a sec. I'll get it up. I'll see if it was Peyton List. I'm pretty certain it was Peyton List, though. Give me a sec. Keep talking while I'm looking it up, Daniel.
So, like, this episode really opened up a whole can of worms. Like, it really got deep into the conspiracy, and it really makes you interested in what's coming next. And like one of Picard's like, you know, those two Romulan dudes that work for him. They're like, apparently they're like former Tal Shiar, and I think they know a little more than him about what's going on, but nobody knows what's going on, but they know a little bit more than him.
Yeah.
And they were talking about this organization behind the Tal Shiar called the Zhat Vash, and it just sounds so interesting. They say that the Zhat Vash go like back like thousands and thousands of years, and apparently they don't like synthetics. And yeah, it's like they could be behind everything too. There could be many people behind this, many organizations, and yeah,
it was Peyton List. I was right.
Oh, so, yeah, it is.
Yeah, this girl here was Captain Cold's sister in the Flash, and she was also she was also in Smallville.
I didn't recognize her at first. You know, I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah,
she's the sister of that Romulan.
Yeah, and as you can clearly see, like, she's talking with the Romulan guy. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like, it was just so cool, and you know, apparently they go to that Borg cube. We see on that Borg cube, they're working on like de-assimilating people who were once Borg drones, and I think that there's something going on in that Borg cube. I think there's something more going on. I think that eventually,
you can definitely tell there's something more going on in the Borg cube, as I said.
Yeah, definitely. I think
there's a higher up, if you know what I mean. There's like a higher up something that, like, behind everything in that Borg cube. And that guy who's sleeping with that twin, I don't think he's the actual villain of the whole story. I think there's a different, like, I think there's like, I think in the background, there's a different play in hand, but he's like a puppet for whatever's going on.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's being used. So I don't know if he's going to be like the actual main villain, but you can tell that there is something going to go on in this whole Borg cube. And I love the no names. The no names were cool. Like, I love how they were experimenting on those no names.
Yeah,
that was like a really cool scene.
They were like taking away their cybernetic parts, and they were trying to bring them back into, like, you know, make them non-Borg, just normal people again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really cool, but you know something's gonna go wrong, right? And like there's rumors that the Borg Queen could be in that Borg cube, and maybe she's going to assimilate everybody in that whole cube. I mean, you saw it's in pieces, right? It's like in pieces. It went through a really big battle and stuff.
Yeah, it did too. Yeah, yeah.
You know, there's like force fields all over. Like it's all there's missing pieces of that Borg cube, and there's like force field covering those missing pieces.
But I love
And I was like,
I love how Picard is actually now looking to recruit people, which is cool. And I love how like he's trying to get like a his own ship. So I love how like it's kind of leading into him getting his own ship, recruiting people to be on his side and try and basically go to that place where the other twin is.
exactly. I was kind of hoping that like maybe like when they mentioned like Worf, Troy, Riker, like the previous crew that you saw from Next Generation, I was kind of hoping that maybe they would be along for the ride. But like I was thinking maybe somewhere in this sheer series we can see the Enterprise, right? But I don't think it's going to happen. I hope it's going to happen, but
It could happen down the road. Who knows? It's like
yeah. But I think for this series, what they're trying to do is they're trying to reach out to millennials. So what they want to do is they want to get a ragtag group of people who are not Starfleet, like the ones that he's going with.
Yeah.
I mean, people who don't have to listen to Starfleet rules and regulations, because maybe if they go if they go with a Starfleet crew, it may not appeal to millennials because Starfleet crews are just like really by the book, right? And it may not appeal to millennials like me or Generation Zers like you. So, they're probably going with a ragtag group of like, renegades, which I think is kind of cool, but I also want to see the Enterprise too.
You never know.
So, yeah, you never know. I mean, wow, it's $23.99. You can only imagine what the Enterprise looks like now. It should be really nicely, updated. So cool. But yeah, and I was thinking last night, like, I was just fooling around. I was thinking, why don't they just that Borg cube is really broken up, right?
Yeah.
Like, why don't they just turn it on? Why don't they just turn it on and then it can like, I don't know if you know this, but Borg cubes can regenerate. They can regenerate, which means what?
I did know that. Yeah.
Yeah, they can regenerate. So like they fix it. It fixes itself. But the thing is, if they do that, like you never know, something might happen, right?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, who knows what might happen? So they don't do that. So it's really cool, man. It's just really cool. And also, like, remember Star Trek 09? Remember Nero?
Not really. I haven't really watched every single Star Trek season. That's the thing.
No, it's a Star Trek 09 movie, the J.J. Abrams movie.
Ah, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a rumor that they're gonna explain, like they're gonna explain a little bit about like Nero and how his ship and everything. I mean, it's a rumor, but like because they're saying, Nero had a little mining ship, but then he used Borg technology too.
Here's a question for you, Daniel. Do you reckon at some point in Picard, do you reckon Picard is do you reckon there would be a crossover with Discovery and Picard?
Oh my God, Jacob! I was thinking the exact same thing all day today.
Yeah.
I've been writing that all over the next, yeah, because you know what happened at the end of Discovery season 2, right?
I haven't watched Star Trek Discovery fully yet. I'm still.
Okay. Hey, Jacob, are you okay?
Yeah.
You look like you're sweating a little bit.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Anyways, okay. So remember at the end of Discovery season 2, like Discovery went through the. No, wait, no. Michael Burnham went through the wormhole, and then Discovery went through as well.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking maybe Burnham ends up in the 31st century or the 32nd century, and then Discovery ends up where Picard is.
Yeah. That could
be yeah. And wouldn't that be cool? I mean, think about it. I can see it right here. Picard and his crew are going through space, and all of a sudden a wormhole opens up and Discovery just comes out, and that could be the cliffhanger.
Yeah, I could see that happening. That would be cool.
Wouldn't that be awesome? That would be a sweet connection.
You never know. As I just said before, you never know with Star Trek where it's going to go down. They could possibly do a crossover with Star Trek, Picard, and now Discovery. You never know. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, man. Like I love Star Trek. The possibilities are endless. They can do anything they want.
Yeah, totally agree. But
so yeah.
Overall rating, what would you rate this episode?
I would give this episode a 10 out of 10. Way better than episode 1.
I would probably have to give it a 9 out of 10. It was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was solid. It was solidly good, but like it's still. I want to watch more episodes until I actually give more of my overall rating for like other episodes. Because other episodes could be better than this one. That's the thing. But,
yeah.
But overall, yeah, I'm loving Picard. It's the new best thing. If anyone hasn't seen it, definitely watch Picard. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, it's incredible. And Patrick Stewart, praises to him, man. Like, wow, he's amazing. He's amazing as Picard, and it's incredible.
Exactly. He just got better with time. You know, he just got better with time. Like, it's so good. His acting is just so well.
Yeah, totally agree.
Hey, Jacob, what are the chances that in this show we're going to see Captain Kirk come back?
That would, I don't know. That would be pretty good. That would be pretty cool. I would love to see that. I don't know.
I would love to see Captain Kirk come back.
Yeah, me.
But which one do you want to see? The Chris Pine version or the William Shatner version?
Well, Chris Pine's a movie actor. I don't think Chris Pine would come back. Will come into a TV series.
Yeah. Also, like the Kelvin movies, there hasn't been very much news about the Kelvin movies, which is really, really sad. I mean, I kind of liked the Kelvin movies, but Beyond it wasn't as good as the first or the second one, in my opinion.
I reckon we could possibly see the old, probably, yeah, I reckon we could see the old one.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, William Shatner, please come back. You know, like, we would love to see you come back.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, you're a legend. You're a legend, man. You're awesome.
Yeah. Live long and prosper.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you one and all. I'll let you end this, Daniel.
All right. So thank you everybody for attending this Daniel Star Trek cast. We are your hosts, Daniel and Jacob, and it is Friday, January 31st, 2020, and we will see you next time for the next Daniel Star Trek cast.